with my presentation on bilingual language learning at ISP. My name is Ms. Sofia Pitsikali, and I'm the head of the English department and also a PYP English language teacher. I have been teaching here at ISP for the last 8 years, of which the last 3 I have been also the head of the English department. And I'm from Montreal, Canada, and I have been teaching for the last 22 years. My role as the head of the English department here at ISP is to directly influence the quality in the teaching of the English language throughout the school, to ensure the effective teaching methods, to support our teachers, to monitor the quality of learning, to set goals and targets based on the common European framework and our school's scope and sequences. So together as a team, everyone achieves more. What is the English language philosophy at ISP? The English language philosophy at ISP is fundamentally based on learning, thinking, and communicating in English. It is well structured within the 4 skills, which are listening, speaking, writing, and reading. And students are offered a total of 14 hours of English per week of English language, of which 2 are phases grammar structure, which I will explain just a bit further down in my presentation. Art, PE, and music are taught in English, which takes me to my question of what is bilingualism? Okay. And bilingual education here at ISP enables students to develop comprehensive abilities in a second language in terms of listening, speaking, reading, and writing, while still ensuring complete fluency in their first language. It also incorporates language into the actual teaching process, utilizing differing levels of the native and second language, depending on the student's skills and needs. Students will be able to use their second language to interact with others, excel in their academic studies, and enhance their opportunities to study at a higher level. So bilingual learning not only helps students master and apply both languages, but it also enhances their understanding of each culture. And our goal is for our students to be immersed in an intercultural communication where the second language is a medium and a means of teaching and learning, as opposed to just simply an English subject of study. Okay. And this is done, of course, through our inquiry-based learning, which inquiry-based learning is the main approach to teaching and learning here at ISP in our PYP program. Language is developed across the curriculum, so most of their subjects, so art, English, PE, and music are also taught in English, as I said, so the language is developed across the whole curriculum. We see the learner in every child, and the learner profiles offer key information about the learner's strengths and challenges and how they actually access and process information and how they engage with the content and the concepts of the program and how they express what they know and understand. We use our own materials either online or in print or in booklets. We do not have English course textbooks that we use because we want our learners to research information. We want them to be inquirers, hands-on, and communicate their ideas, be creative and innovative, and become digital citizens. We help them acquire all of this through the use of literature from our library. We have over 7,000 titles that play a special role in enabling this. They work in teams, and we also use the iPad as a tool from grade 3 on. So what skills do the students develop here at ISP? The 4 language skills that need to be developed when learning a second language, of course, is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Of course, the first 2 are the ones that are required, usually the first, okay? The listening, the more they hear that language, the more that they can start understanding and communicating. Reading comes next, then they start working on their writing skills, and with the speaking, all depending on the student's needs and skills, they will acquire that at different phases of their learning. And we do this, of course, through our 6 units of inquiry. They will become fluent, confidential, and will acquire these skills through their 6 units of inquiry. So how are these skills acquired?
Ότι βλέπετε εκτός από
I can hear somebody.
presenter που είμαστε μέσα εμείς στο live είναι μόνο αυτό και η Σοφία τώρα. Εμείς δηλαδή εδώ δεν είμαστε.
Mr. George, I can hear someone.
Αυτό είναι η Γιώργη.
Justine, if you guys could just mute your microphones, we can hear you. All right, so how are our skills acquired? Our objectives are based on, of course, the Common European Framework and our language scope and sequence documents. And I will show you some examples from grade 1 and grade 6. So you can see how these objectives have been acquired and will be developed and will be acquired by the end of grade 6. So when we talk about speaking and listening, understand simple questions and responds with actions and or words, listens attentively and can follow oral classroom directions. When we talk about viewing and presenting, the uses of the body language to communicate, for example, pointing, gesturing, and facial expressions, can use simple sentences to present their work. In reading, they can read simple sentences and shows understanding by joining in chants, poems, word games, and clapping. And in writing, of course, can write their own name independently, can write sentences, subject, noun, and verb. Of course, these are not the only objectives or goals for grade 1. These are just some examples of what they acquire at the end of the year. And here in my slide, in grade 6, I will show you for speaking and listening. They use an increasing, more complex vocabulary and sentence structure. They start paraphrasing and summarizing when communicating orally. In viewing and presenting, they examine and analyze texts and illustrations in reference to material, including online text, and explain how visual and written information work together to reinforce each other and make meaning more explicit. They identify the intent of the audience and the purpose of the visual presentation. In reading, it locates and organizes and synthesizes information from a variety group of sources, including library, media center, the internet, people in the school, family, the immediate community, and the global community. And in writing, uses a range of vocabulary and relevant supporting details to convey meaning and create atmosphere and mood, and uses planning, drafting, editing, and reviewing processes independently, and they look at their competences. So here I would like to read something that a grade 6 student wrote during one of their units of inquiry on human rights. So you can just get an example of their writing skills. So this was when they had read the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream, and they had to write about their own dreams. So peace, love, and freedom, these are some of the things that many kids believe exist in this world. This is not true. Many people in this world don't have any food to eat or water to drink. Many people are fighting for the right to live, and while you're just sitting on your sofa and thinking what game to play, Clash Royale or Minecraft, many people can't have what you have. They don't think about what game they should play. They are thinking of ways to survive. My dream is that one day kids in Africa will have food and water to drink, that the kids in Syria won't have any wars anymore. My dream is that one day all people, no matter their race or religion, will be free from segregation and won't be insulted. I can't say that it will be easy, but we have to try. What I can say is that if everyone does something good, even if it's something little, we can change our world. We can make it better. So here we had an example of one student's writing about I Have a Dream in grade 6. I'm just going to continue now with the ways of learning, the ways our learning is achieved here at ISP, starting in grade 1 with not just in grade 1, but from KG, kindergarten to grade 1, we use the Phonics program in order to make English language easier and more hands-on. So the Phonics method is used. It helps students read and write through blending letters, sounds, funny words, fun songs, and everyday contact of the language. It helps students understand the meaning of what they read. And also grammar is introduced through everyday speech. As I mentioned earlier, We have 14 hours of English that is offered to our students weekly. 5 of it, which is the English language, 2 of which is phases. And phases is what we apply here at ISP, which is a renowned program for foreign language teaching, which is being used at many IB international schools. And it is something that focuses or specializes only in grammar learning. Following the specific goals for each student, which of course have to do with the listening, reading, speaking, and writing, and depending on their individual needs and skills regardless of their age. So if we have a student who might be in grade 2, but their skills might be, their grammar skills or their English skills might be for a grade 3, they will be set or put into a class with older students, okay, so that their needs and skills are met. So the groups are formed based on the students' learning outcomes, not their age, and the phases lessons take place 2 times per week. We also have a support program, ESL. The school support program begins in grade 1. And this is support that is given, provided with a combination of withdrawal to a small group of instruction with a specialist teacher to get them on speed with the language. And it includes additional support in the mainstream class with differentiated based knowledge on their differentiation that we make, their interest and their learning styles. Of course, a lot of parents, when they're coming at ISP, they have the question, or they always ask, well, will my student or my kid be able to take any of those A1 or A2 exams, or when are they going to write their lower exams? We have the CET/PET examinations that we offer the opportunity to our grade 5 and 6 students to take, so the A1 or A2 exams in English, to certify their knowledge of English, and they will be offered extra lessons if they want after school in order to have or to take these CET/PET examinations. And the same is offered for our 3rd language, which is French and German. So here, if anyone would have any questions, you can also use that Q&A. All right, if you have any questions, and at the end we will try to answer those questions for you. I know that we offer a lot here at ISP in our English language program. If you have any questions, always feel free to contact the school and we can set an appointment, a meeting, so we can discuss any questions or needs that you might have. I would like to thank you for your time, and I will pass on the presentation to the early years.